Welcome back, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in to the We Mean Business podcast. I am Lisa DeWitt with Corner Escrow, and I have a couple fun gals here today.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Katrina Papadakis with Rate, and we are not here to judge, but we are here to talk about. We have an amazing guest today.
We are here to talk about some stuff. We have Marissa Tuer here with Native Real Estate. Hey, girl.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yes.
Can I just say that when I reached out to Marissa, her response, I was like, hey, we'd love to have you on the podcast. And, we've reached out to several people. Not everyone's time works. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes they're busy, whatever it is. But her response back was, I would love to support you. And I just thought that was the sweetest thing. I screenshotted it. I'm like, look how sweet she is.
Yeah.
Because that's so kind to come and support two other women on their podcast.
Yep.
I mean, I know you have amazing social media, but to support us on our podcast, we just really appreciate it. So thank you for being here.
Yes, I'm honored. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So many things.
Oh my gosh.
We want to talk about so many things. I know. Where do we start? So first, I met Marissa. We'll just start there. So I met Marissa. We were both pregnant at the same time. And I met you at a It's Peachy event.
Was that the first time we met?
Yeah, because we were both pregnant.
Which one was
Little
it?
Bellies. It was your market at the Promenade Mall.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And you were,
so
I think
cool.
you were, I don't know if you were with Native yet or not.
Yes.
You may have been.
Yes.
But you were sitting down and I was like, oh, I think I recognized you from social media or maybe we were just like, oh, you're pregnant, we're pregnant. Like when women are pregnant, we're like, let's be best friends,
Yes.
So we chatted there and then all of a sudden I was like, wow, look at this amazing realtor. I know her. So It's Peachy. Let's start there. So you have a community market you do.
Yes,
Let's start
I
there.
do.
Okay.
I started It's Peachy in 2020.
Okay. What a special time.
Yes.
How did you come up with the name?
So it was on my heart for a long time to create a business, something around community, again, supporting other, specifically women. Let's be real. I'm drawn to supporting our women.
I love that.
And it had already been on my heart. I was just about to launch this women driven community-based business. And then 2020 hit. I'm like, shoot, this is the worst time. I'm trying to plan events and community. And I thought to myself, wait a minute. This is actually the best time to launch. Okay. We need it more than ever. Everyone's isolated in their homes. And so from that, I decided to launch. It looked a little differently than what I first anticipated. But honestly, where we live in our little bubble, I
just
thought
said that to her in the hallway.
it is such a blessing. I thought I would have to host all of these virtual events for a while, and that's fine. Just adapt.
Yeah.
No, I hosted a couple, and then
boom.
I had events in person.
Please,
everyone. I had the mayor come out to support, and so that's where the vendor market started. I saw all of these small businesses shut down. That were struggling to pay their bills.
I
They
know
couldn't even open their doors.
So sad.
And so myself and another local business owner said, you know what? Let's create a market. Let's open up. We opened it up at her gym in her parking lot. So she had like the actual space for it. We invited small businesses to come do their pop-ups. And the first one was such a success. We realized, and success even just from, the feedback we were getting from the small businesses. We're like, wait, there's a need, a serious need for this.
Absolutely.
So honestly, after that, it was a snowball effect.
I love that.
So it's been a blessing.
Do you run it still, or do you have people that help you?
She still does it.
Yes. What you'll learn about me, I'm a workaholic and I'm bad at delegating.
Yes.
So,
okay. Here we go.
Yes. So I do have an event coordinator that helps me the day of.
Okay.
Run it because it is a very long day. But no, all of the back end is on me as well.
That's a lot of work.
Yes.
Yeah. You're also a mommy.
I am a mommy.
And a wife.
Yes.
That's enough.
All the above. Yes.
All the above.
And you host the HGTV, right?
Yes.
Well, how did that come about?
So this is a fun story. So when I started in real estate, give or take 10 years ago, there was a studio down in San Diego I used to film in. And that gentleman that had the studio, he had a radio and TV show.
Oh, okay.
He ended up starting The American Dream.
Oh,
so it was based out of San Diego originally. And again, I used to film in his studio. So cut to now 10 years later, the show is now a national television show across major cities. It's Emmy nominated.
Wow.
They've won Telly Awards. It's amazing to see what he's created.
That's cool.
So this last year in 2024, they started tapping into smaller cities across the U.S.
Yeah.
So Temecula,
of course,
being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they set a meeting and all this to say is it really, I love.
So they approached you and asked you to do it.
And I love a good full circle moment.
Yeah.
So anyways, it just made a lot of sense.
I love that.
It made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So it's been a really fun project to take on.
That's cool.
You said 10 years ago when you started in real estate. So you started in escrow though, right?
Yes.
My jam.
Exactly.
You were my girl.
Yes.
Okay.
We have
and
a lot
you were,
to relate on.
I know, we do. And you were in San Diego.
Yes. North
Okay.
County, San Diego.
Okay. And okay, that's awesome. And then you just went and visited them. How sweet.
I saw that too. That's
I
cute.
did. You know how it
know.
is, that relationship you
I
have
do,
with your
yeah.
escrow officers. And yeah, that
I
bond is
do,
so
yeah.
special. So yeah, I've stayed in great contact with them. And yeah, I was able to go down and visit them
That's
yesterday.
amazing.
So tell us about your real estate business. I mean, you're spread really thin with everything that you're doing, especially being a mom of 2 young kids.
Yeah.
So how do you, do you kind of have this whole plan and this whole map of what you do and how you run it? Or do you kind of fly by the seat of your pants?
Both.
Both.
Look at
I
her
would say a
face.
little bit of
She's
both.
all,
I'm
how do I
very,
say this?
yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I am a very structured and detailed
I
person.
can tell you'd have
Yeah.
to be.
Yes. And you have to be in order to be efficient. I'm all
Yeah.
for efficiency.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So a little bit of that, but then also, you guys know real estate. It's you kind of have to be somewhat reactive. I mean, you can only plan so much, but then someone has a last minute showing. Someone has a last minute, listing appointment. Oh, gotta whip things together real quick. So it's structured where I can be and as efficient as I can, especially with juggling 2 kiddos and fire wife and all the things.
Wow. Fire wife too.
Yeah. So
wow.
on my own a lot.
So you're
but
on
it's
your
okay.
own a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes, you're so strong.
Just add that to the mix.
forgot to mention that little detail.
Yeah.
Your husband's a fireman.
And no nanny or anything that helps you?
No, but we are very fortunate. We have grandparents nearby.
Okay, that's
so
amazing.
that is, I know not everyone has that support.
Yeah.
And I could not do what I do without first my husband's not only support, but encouragement.
Yeah.
Oh, he is such a great supporter just of me
That's
personally and
cute.
professionally.
Yeah.
And then honestly, my mom and my mother-in-law, they are angels. You know, my mother-in-law,
Yeah.
they
So
are
sweet. Yes.
amazing. So
Amazing.
I couldn't do what I do without
That's
them.
so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Oh, I love
Yes.
that.
So going back, so a little bit, so you have, your daughter's in school age,
Yes.
and then you have a little boy.
Kindergarten and then a
Yes.
2.5-year-old.
Yes, 2.5.
Yes.
Bless you,
Yes.
sister.
You know too.
Yeah.
but
So we
it's
mentioned we
wild.
were pregnant at the same time. We both had boys,
Mhm.
and they're a month apart, right? July is
Yes.
yours. Mine is
Wow.
June. And so you have the boys, you have the real estate. Are you like she was asking, are you streamlined as far as like your social? So when I met you at It's Peachy and you were just starting out as a realtor, I think you said you got your first full year was 23, 24.
Yes,
your
correct.
first full year.
Mhm.
So you were licensed in 22.
Wow.
And I met you
while
before
I
that.
got licensed when I was pregnant.
When she was pregnant.
Who does that?
Yeah.
You're
I
like fully
mean,
pregnant,
you're
starting
just
a
like,
brand
I'm
new
just gonna
career.
do a little career change too.
Yes.
Just
And
shift it up a
in
little
that
bit.
time, you have 19,000 followers on Instagram and you have 22,000 followers on your YouTube channel.
Yes. Yes.
In a
Yeah.
matter of like a 2 year
Yes.
span.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. It blew
Yeah.
up.
That just shows that anyone can
Oh,
do
absolutely.
it if you really, dive in
It's all about consistency.
and you do all the things.
Absolutely. And everyone asks too, the biggest thing I get asked, and maybe we can dive into this, is how do I grow social media? How do I leverage it so much for business? And do I have someone doing it all for me?
Yeah.
Who are people posting for it? No.
Yeah.
What I
Yeah.
do is I partner up with I have my videographers that I work with,
Yeah.
and I do have, that is very structured, and we have batch shoot days where
Yeah.
it makes sense. And then I do all the posting myself, and I just have a rhythm. I think it
That's
becomes second
amazing.
nature.
Yeah, it does. Like consistency.
Yes.
I need to get better at just the
Yes.
consistency part.
Yeah.
But
That's huge.
yeah, you just
Easier said than done
I know
sometimes.
for sure, sister. Especially when I have a 2.5-year-old who's like off phone.
Okay, so are
off
you up
phone.
at
I'm
like 5
oh.
a.m.?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she
I'm an
gets up
early
early.
riser.
Yeah.
5 a.m.
Usually 5 a.m. Usually in bed by 10. So I try to, as much as I can, prep the night before.
Mhm.
Know what I'm, getting into for the next day. I'm very on top. I live in my calendar.
Me
If it
too.
is not
Yep.
in my calendar, in my
Yep.
phone, it is
Same.
not happening. And it's
Same.
as simple as running to the store for
Mhm.
cupcakes for my daughter's birthday.
Okay,
It's,
cupcakes. Okay, good for you.
you
Yeah.
know.
Cupcakes or calendar.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm
Okay.
also assuming
I love
you
it.
work out.
yes.
Yes.
I knew it.
Yes.
So you work out 5 a.m. at
Ew.
home, or are you going to the gym?
So I will say I am not as diligent in my workouts as I have been in previous seasons of my life. This is probably the least I've worked out ever in my life. I still work out, but not as often as I was. So right now what it looks like is a lot of runs. I'm a big runner. Just
Okay.
love running. I can, throw my shoes on, run out the door, usually a 3 or 5 mile loop. If I'm working out somewhere, honestly, I just go down the street to my local gym, do some strength training, head back home. While I'm doing that, I'm listening to a podcast or catching up on calls, typical.
Uh-huh.
But
we
yeah,
recorded an episode right before this, and we literally just talked about
all Lisa
gym and
does, loves
podcasts. And
podcasts.
yeah.
yes,
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
the best time. Or I'll go for a run.
Yeah.
I'm always listening to something when I run because when you, not only is it motivating, right? You feel like you can conquer the world, but there's something about learning and knowledge while your body's in motion. It's just, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
It's true.
It feels like you can conquer the world after.
And the energy you get afterwards from it in the day. And I know Lisa's not a huge, workout person, but she's always growing with her mind.
That's not true. I said I hate going to the gym.
Yes.
I didn't say I hate working out.
You need to find something you like.
Hiker, Pilates, like stuff like that.
But I'm addicted. I love it.
She's like, I just started the gym. I'm like, well,
the years, like I go and then I fall off the mat.
Yes.
But I always go back to it. But
and what is your workout of choice?
Just, I love strength. I love weights. I love doing all the, and I also used to love running, but then I had a little injury, but I still love running. I used to.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah, it is therapeutic.
Plus, listening to a podcast, it's like, we don't have a lot of free time. Okay. And it's even the same when she was like, you have to read this book. And I'm like, even the book is hard.
Audible.
And Audible for sure. But like, I feel like I accomplish something when I can do start to finish.
Yes.
And I feel like as a mom and working full time, I constantly am like, oh, here, and then I don't finish, and then here, and then I don't finish. So when I'm driving or like running around when I'm out and I have help at home and I can work and focus, it's like when I accomplish the podcast, I'm like, yes, it makes you feel better. And so like sometimes when I do the book and I'm like, dang it, I didn't get through chapter 5 or whatever, and it like irritates me. And then I go home and I'm like, dang it.
I'm such for books, I love a real hard book. I am such a, but like podcast for the car and then real books in person.
I know. I want to go back to one thing. Cause you're raising your children. You're in that season 2. You're doing It's Peachy. You have real estate. You have the HGTV. What else for the future? What do you see?
Oh my Lord.
I mean, cause I know someone like you is really driven in empowerment. I know that you're like, that's not enough.
I know. It's so funny. There's like this fire inside me that I can't help. Like there's so much, it's so fun. I look at things, I just think opportunities are endless. And I see a lot of opportunities even just in relationships. So even like today, this to me is like my jam. Like I love connecting with other people in general, obviously specifically women. This is where we can just dive in and chat and open the discussion, open the door for opportunity. So I look for opportunities. What that looks like, I guess in more tangible terms, I'm looking to currently grow my team, my real estate team in a very organic way.
Yes.
I was just on the phone with my broker a minute ago before coming here. And
I love her, by the way. Jessica.
She's
so
is
sweet.
amazing.
She is so sweet.
She is a huge, I have to give her major credit because I really believe in giving credit where credit's due. And under her mentorship, I wouldn't be able to do what I do without her mentorship too. She's incredible.
That is so important.
So
especially because you're so new in the industry and your measurable amount of success in a short time is huge.
I owe it to her. I'm very teachable and coachable. I'm forever a student. So if she tells me to do something, I do it.
That's awesome.
And imagine that it works.
Oh, imagine that.
If people just listen to their coaches and their mentors and actually do those things, I mean, they're successfully used. Like, pick it up.
Touched on this when we were in the kitchen right before we came on. And she's like, you don't have to give away your workbook or whatever, your play-by-play when we were talking about another event. And I'm like, even if she did, no one does it.
Is that the wild? I can spell it out for you.
I can show you exactly what I do. You can come live with me for 2 days and see. And then people don't do it.
Yes, they don't. And
there's like a famous like story about how like some huge CEO got up on stage and said everything he did to become successful. And someone was like, why did you just go up and give all that free advice? And he's like, because one person will do it.
Yep.
And even if someone copies exactly and does the exact same thing, guess what? You're 2 different people. It's going to look completely different.
Yeah.
So that's why, again,
you have your different sphere, different, tribe, different network, anything. It's just all different.
That's why collaboration.
Grow your team.
Yes. So grow my team. Yeah. So, yes, I'm looking to grow my team. And then I really am enjoying the hosting side of things too. So I'm kind of excited to see what other opportunities come up with that. That's just been fun.
Yeah.
It's something I enjoy. So
that's awesome.
It's been really fun. Yeah.
Is there anyone on your team right now or just you?
Just myself.
Okay.
And then my brokerage behind me, like my TC. And I should say that I have someone on the back end for operations.
Okay.
But no, agents beneath me. And kind of for a reason, I'm very specific.
Yes,
again, it has to be very organic. For me, number one is core values. Everything has to be operated with the highest level of integrity. I don't want someone to be on my team just to be on my team. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
So
just for the numbers.
That's huge.
Exciting.
I love that.
Yeah, it's fun.
And how
That's
are
so
you guys
cool.
doing at Native? I mean, you guys have a pretty good team there, right?
Yes.
Jessica has a pretty good team there.
Yeah, we're a boutique brokerage.
Yeah.
So we're usually right around like 10, 12 agents,
Love that.
which it feels like a family.
It
you
does.
know?
So
Talk
much
about
better.
supportive.
I know.
So we have, my favorite thing that we do is we'll usually have little sales competitions going on.
Oh, cute. Okay.
And I'm
I
very
like that.
competitive.
Of course you are.
So
Of course
yeah,
you
so
are.
those are always fun. That motivates me, and everyone has like fun with it, right?
Yeah.
We support each other, we cheer each other on,
Yeah.
and that really shows the leadership, top down,
Yeah.
and it works well.
That's
And for
amazing.
It's Peachy, you have a market coming up.
I do. Okay,
Yeah.
so It's Peachy. It's so funny. It started as
it's Peachy still, right?
It's Peachy.
Okay,
yes.
it is. Yeah.
And it started with a ton of community events, whether they were workout events, fundraisers, etc.
Okay.
So the only thing that I've been able to kind of hang on to just on my plate, because I am so
Of
busy,
course, yeah.
are the markets.
Yeah.
And so right now I've just narrowed down on those two, the spring and winter markets.
Okay, that's right.
Because there is
Okay.
the demand for it. I don't want to leave my
Of
small business
course,
owners that just love
yeah.
it and they thrive on these markets, and I have fun with it.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's a good way to just pour back into the community.
Yes.
So to your point, yes, I have one coming up in April, end of April. There's usually one always around like Mother's Day.
Oh, cute. That's
And
a
then-
good idea.
And then
Good
the holiday
timing.
one.
Yeah.
Holiday
Oh,
one's
so
always
fun.
fun.
Holiday one's always
so
cute.
one more question I want to ask you.
Yes.
Just one more.
Just one more.
I can't make that
where,
promise. Yeah.
Where do you think this market is going?
Oh, yeah,
for
we are.
2025?
Yeah.
This is
Is it
fun.
going to
It's
be
a loaded
is it
one.
shifting
No.
as far as a seller's market? Is it going to do buyers? Is it going to be both? What do you in your professional opinion?
I know. It's so funny because I wish we had a crystal ball and knew.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
funny. I
sure.
did just come from a meeting and we were obviously going over
Mhm.
interest rates, and it's not as, they're not dipping as quickly as we'd all like to see.
Yes, that's true.
So it'll be interesting.
She wants to refi.
Right.
wanna refi so
Yes.
bad.
Well, we were specifically talking about refis, but yeah.
It ain't there yet, girl.
Yes, I know. So it's interesting. So far in the year, I feel like there was a lot of movement in January. I don't know if you felt that as well, but we had a lot
Yes.
of movement.
Yeah.
Now we're wrapping up the month of February currently in real time. And I've seen some people just taking longer to make decisions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the next few months hold, regardless of where the market is currently, no matter what. And I will die on this hill. It is such a smart investment to invest in real estate.
We literally
Because-
just had this exact same conversation in the
Yes.
podcast before. Yeah.
Absolutely. I will tell
That was
this.
actually the theme of our podcast.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
chatted a lot before and
Yeah.
after, but
course.
the theme was
Buy the house.
buy a house.
Yes.
It is.
Just buy the house. And then
Yeah.
please put it in a trust too. That's
I
a whole
know,
other side
yeah.
note.
Yes.
But yes, just real estate is always going to be a
Yeah.
long-term good
Mhm.
investment.
Of course,
Okay.
yeah.
And so
Absolutely good.
no matter what, I don't care where the interest rates are. I don't
Yep.
care what. If you can get in where
Yep.
you
I
can.
know.
Start
I
small
know.
or start in,
Yeah.
the neighborhood over here, whatever it looks like. But
Condo, something
yes,
small.
but
Yeah.
Are
get
you
in.
seeing though that sellers, when they're putting their homes on the market, they're like, we don't want to do anything. We want this number
Mhm.
and we want our house to go, but we're
Mhm.
not fixing it up or we're not changing anything or we're not repairing anything.
It depends on the sellers. It's kind of situational. I will say, generally speaking, yeah, they don't typically want to spend too much. And
Mhm.
sometimes that's even as simple as staging. They
Yes.
don't want to fork out, to stage. But it just depends on the seller. I will say some of them are flexible on price, where they realize if they put some more money into the home, they can sell for a higher price. But to your point, they don't want to invest more money. They're just kind
Yeah.
of ready to sell.
Right.
So they realize that and are more flexible with the price.
Okay.
Interesting. And then are you seeing listings on the market longer? A little longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In your
I noticed
opinion,
that
how
too, yeah.
long?
I'm sorry.
In your opinion, how long?
Depends if we're
Depends on the
talking more
home.
luxury. So,
Yeah.
okay. So it's funny. I have like polar opposites, right? I have
I saw
the-
that you have some multi-millions and then you have a track home, right? Right
Mhm.
now. I
So
just
it's
saw
like
that,
the
yeah.
multi-millions always are going to last a little
They
bit longer.
always stay. Yeah.
It still
Always.
always comes down to pricing and marketing. But then I have another one that sold in one day. So it just depends.
Wow. Interesting.
Yes.
Mhm.
It
Was
just
that a
out
luxury?
here?
It was out here. It was a
Okay.
track home. It was
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
a Temecula pool
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it went
well, yeah.
like that
Like
with
that.
Yep.
multiple
Mhm.
offers.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the home.
Right.
And then a lot of it, I say pricing and marketing for me specifically. I mean, we know the marketing dialed in. So pricing, it just depends on
Mhm.
if the seller's willing to take the professional opinion or not.
Yep.
It's their choice. At the end of the day, we'll lay out the information
Mhm.
and then,
the comparables.
yeah, it depends on how aggressive they want to be on price or sit on it a little bit longer. So,
Yeah. That was an interesting moment because in escrow, I'm a little bit later to the game than definitely you.
Mhm.
But December normally slow, holidays are slow.
Yeah.
January, everyone's like, oh, I just got over the holidays. I spent a fortune. I'm not doing anything.
Mhm.
January was our biggest, or no, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, was December. December was our
Mm.
biggest month.
So you had closings busiest in
For
January?
2024.
Yes. Yes.
I was shocked.
Let's just say I barely took any time off during the holidays.
Yeah.
I took like the day of Thanksgiving off, the day
of Christmas, maybe Christmas Eve night. Yeah.
So to your point, yes.
Yeah.
And I think for this last year, I want to say just because it was an election year, and I feel like no matter what way you go on that, the election itself was over. And so people were
just making decisions.
They were ready to do it.
So December was crazy busy, and January was too. Yeah.
I remember I was even working Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So people were just waiting.
Yeah.
And then once they knew which way it was going, okay, ready to make a move.
Yeah.
You know,
again,
so do you think it's going to be seller's market still, or a little bit buyers, or what do you think? I know I'm putting you on the spot. But
I know.
Just springtime vibe.
I know.
Here.
Let's still say a little towards seller's market, but I still think buyers can get in well, especially with a good agent where they can structure a good offer.
Yeah.
Don't let rates freak you out. If you structure the offer right.
Right.
Make it work for you because again, homes are still, we're seeing them sit a little bit longer. So get strategic with your offers.
So I've been asking this question this year to a lot of agents, and a lot of them have been saying it's going to be an equal market.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay.
How does that work?
And that's kind of just what you said.
Yes.
Yeah. A little bit of both.
A little bit of both because I think if you can get creative on the buyer side, you can still get a good deal. On the seller side, though, there's still the demand because there's not a ton. It's not like we're overflowing with inventory.
No,
so
sure.
Yeah.
Well, plus the rates too. It's like they're scary for sure, and they're higher, but they're not outrageous.
Yeah,
like, I mean, 12% was a thing one day, you know? So like 7 is still whatever. Some people are getting
FHA
6.5.
6s.
Right.
Yeah.
So VA's low 6s, FHA's low 6s.
So it's still competitive. I mean,
absolutely.
the moral of the story is to buy a house again.
Yes,
we are. I'm seeing multiple offers.
Yeah,
I was telling her really quick in San Diego, it was like a 2-bedroom, but one of the rooms didn't even have a closet. In Carlsbad, and it was listed for like $980, and it went for $100,000 over. My client offered $50,000 over, and she didn't get it, and the person who offered $100,000 over got it.
Wow,
it's like
a
wild with 2-bedroom. Like it's just crazy.
That is wild.
Yes. So it's happening.
That's desirable, though.
Yes, it is.
Well, I will say I sold 2 properties in North County recently, and those went not only quick, and I think I sold both of them in 4 days, in like one weekend. And they went over ask and multiple offers. Anything as soon as you touch San Diego County, it's just even more competitive.
Which is so wild because of the pricing right now, the prices right now.
Yep.
Like pricing and interest rate. Like here, I feel like we're in the Southwest Riverside County bubble. It's obviously much more affordable here.
Yes.
People buy here.
Yep.
You would think that here the houses would just go so much quicker because the price point's better. It feels better, right? Especially a monthly budget, mortgage, everything. But yeah, you're right. Those desirable like North San Diego County, that's where
everybody works, so they want to be close to all that.
I know. So yeah, the commuters are getting fed up with commuting. Just wait till the freeway construction's done.
Yay.
Can't wait. We'll be waiting forever. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Marissa. We are so happy to have you. Love some collaboration with us girlies.
Thank you.
This was fun. You. I'm so happy that you're so successful.
Thank you.
So happy.
I can't wait to see what you do for the future.
I know. It's so exciting.
And it's just so cool. You're empowering so many women, you know, because you've only been doing it for such a short time. So again, like Lisa said, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And make sure you follow us all on socials. Our amazing production company, Endeavor Video Marketing, will have all of our social medias here on the screen. So make sure you follow, like, subscribe, all of the things so you can support these lovely gals.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
For watching.
Have a good day.
Bye.